Not your average tabletop. Woohoo!
Welcome to Not Your Average Tabletop. I'm Zach.
And I'm Pepper.
And what are we doing today, or tonight, Pepper?
Tonight we are giving our first impressions of Cascadia.
Yes, we are.
So that's tonight. Today we also had filmed our predictions for the 2022, or I guess technically for 2021, Dice Tower Awards.
Yes.
And this game was featured on many of those categories, but at the time of that filming, we had not played it, nor did we own it.
Yes.
Little did we know, we were going to go shopping and pick this one up later that day.
Yeah, I would not have expected it. That was not in any of the plans.
Yes.
So, yeah.
I remember we had said, I wish we had played this game so we could tell how welcoming it was and maybe if it had a chance for Game of the Year.
Right. But yeah, so this was one, I think that's... I don't think too many people have talked about it. I think it's one of those rare gems.
Seen this on Instagram.
No, I think this one's probably been talked about since whenever it kind of became widely available. A lot of people have talked about it. I think it's from the same designers as Calico, and people compare it to Calico. I think it's the same designers. I could be wrong on that. So I think it had quite a following. Was it on Kick? I think it was Kickstarted, wasn't it?
Oh, I don't know. I was not aware if it was.
Maybe I'm just totally making that up, but I think it was. I could be wrong on that.
Maybe. Was Calico? Do you know?
I don't remember. That's why I think with the response to Calico, I believe they had a Kickstarter on this. And I think it's the same designers, but that could all be just totally false. But anyway, a lot of people have talked about this one and really loved the game. I was waiting for the chance to eventually play it.
Looks like it has a Kickstarter, yes.
Okay. I was, waiting for the chance to play this one, but I wasn't sure exactly, because we had played, you played Calico, right?
Yep, I tried it on Tabletopia.
Yep, so we tried Calico, and I liked it, but I don't know that I loved it. It was quite thinky.
Yes.
So I wasn't sure if that's what was going to happen with this one, and then I think I also then later heard that it was a little more friendly, a little lighter than that. So then I was like, Calico has things in it that make it a little more thinky, but it's also very close to being very easy. Not too much going on either.
Actually, what you're doing is very easy. What your choice is and what a smart play is, that's where it gets thinky.
Right. So I wasn't really sure where this would fall, if it would be, too light, if it would be anything like that, where it got to be quite thinky for being a lighter game. But I was excited because so many people have talked about this one, and I think this one's been talked about so much more than Calico.
Yes.
And I think, and maybe it was partially Tom Vassel's review that I might have watched, because I think he originally said that he thought that this would be
wouldn't
last. People wouldn't be talking about it. They'd continue talking about Calico or something. I think he said something along those lines. And I think during the Dice Tower Awards, he admitted that he was wrong about that, and that it's been, I think, way more popular, way more talked about than Calico. I've been excited to try it, but that was kind of just hopeful that I'd like it, but I wasn't 100% sure.
Yeah, I feel like I was about the same. I was excited. I mean, whenever there's that much talk about a game, it's always exciting. But worrying that, is there actually going to be enough to it? Because a lot of people have talked about how welcoming this game is, and I'm like, is it going to be too simple? Are there actually going to be meaningful choices without actually going to be too thinky like Calico was? To where that was simple but too thinky, and those don't really go together very well. I didn't know if this could really strike that balance, so that was a concern. And with all the hype, I'm just like, can't possibly be that good.
Right. Yeah. Exactly.
So trying to not get too excited about it.
Because I would say it's probably been one of the most talked about outside of like Arc Nova, over the last year or so. It's probably been one of the most talked about. I'm trying to think maybe Sleeping Gods could be in that conversation too. But this one's definitely right up there as one of them that I've heard most people talk about. So it's kind of surprising that it's been quite a while since I think people really started talking about this, that we got it. But there were just a few of those hesitations, I think, for both of us. So neither one of us was really going out of our way to look into it more and get it. But so we just finished our first play of it.
Yep.
It was our first impression.
And we picked it up, filmed the unboxing, played it.
All in a matter of a couple hours.
Went for a walk with the dog, got back, and now we're filming the first impression.
There we go.
But yeah, we played it.
What did you think?
I think it struck the balance about perfectly.
I agree. It definitely did. It felt to me kind of, I think like I was telling you, it kind of had a little bit of a feel of like a King Domino, because you are
trying to connect the different landscapes, the terrain types.
But then I just like that extra level of what these cards, so the different chips, wooden chips that you're putting on there, the different animal types.
Yeah, each animal scores a different way.
Differently.
And there's 4 cards for each animal, so you can mix it up from game to game.
So yeah, I think the way that the one part felt like King Domino, along with the getting the token with it, and being able to not only rearrange those landmass types, but also making sure you're setting yourself up to however the scoring condition works for each one. I think you're totally right. It struck the balance, I think, almost perfect.
Because it's almost, like I think I said, kind of a tile placement on top of tile placement game, which sounds like that's going to be way too complicated.
Right.
Because you're drafting it a tile and an animal, and each tile has printed what animal is going to be placed on there. So it sounds like it could be like way too thinky of trying to set up the board, but it's because you have to play the tile immediately. I think that kind of sets it in motion of how you're going to build it. Once I built my first elk, I knew that I had to build in a straight line off of that elk, so that limited some of the thinkiness. Same with the bears. I couldn't connect them to more pairs of bears. The salmon has to be connected, so I think as you play, it kind of pulls in the thinkiness, pulls the reins on the thinkiness a little bit, just enough so that you can make those choices, but it's not overwhelming. It's not like you really only have 4 options to place a token, the way it's set up each turn. So I don't know if that's just how it worked out or they intentionally designed it that way, but I think that just works perfectly, giving you a good amount of options, but not too many.
Because you'd think that it could get to be too much thinkiness, but it really, it just was so smooth, and it never felt like I was like just totally lost as, what should I do now? Should I be adding on to this? Or and
you can really switch up your options with these acorn tokens. You can pull new tokens from the bag, or just take one tile and one token, not really matching up with the pairs. I think you can mitigate it definitely as well if you don't get what you need.
Right, yeah, I would 100% agree. I think they did a great job of making it very easy to make decisions in the game. Because, there's still definitely enough thinkiness to it of like, I could get that tile to extend, maybe 2 different land types that I have, or get it close to setting up a spot where I could connect, make a land mass a little bit larger. But also it sets me up to put, another, in this case, maybe a salmon in this line or something. So it just like, that would work really perfect. Because, I think it narrows you down because you first will look at the tile types and then be like, so there's maybe 3 mountain related ones there, so I'd probably put it around this area of my board. Does the tile, or is there a tile I could put directly on that one right away if I placed it? Does it come with a tile that I need? Because I think that having the 3 open ones so that you kind of know what tiles you're looking for, that also helps a lot.
Yes.
Because then that narrows it down. Because if you don't have it open, then it's like, well, I can't even really take that token unless that tile itself that I'm taking has that option.
Yep.
So it can kind of eliminate some of your options too.
Yeah.
But yeah. So I think after that one play, I'm probably giving this one a score of a 9 or a 9.5. I liked it quite a bit. I really liked it. I asked you if you thought it would kill King Domino. I don't know that it will for sure, because there is still some differences, obviously, because it's not like the crown system where you're multiplying, so it's not quite like that. But I'm just wondering, because it's probably about a similar time length, maybe a little bit longer.
I think it's thinkier. There's more scoring options here.
Yeah, so I think it would go a little bit longer than a game of King Domino that can go pretty quick most of the time. But yeah, I really, really love this game after one play.
That comparison of King Domino didn't come to my mind until you had said it, so I mean, I wouldn't say it kills it, but I did very much enjoy my play. I'm coming in right around there, a 9 to a 10. Not quite the perfect 10, but a 9, just under a 10. This was a phenomenal game, I will say. The hype is...
It's fair.
It is fair. It is fair.
I would agree.
Yeah, it's so simple, and you get great choices, and they don't choose themselves. It still never felt like the game was playing itself. There's some obvious tiles that come up where it's like, yes, I really need that combo, where it's a no-brainer, but still, I felt like I put thought into everyone, and it wasn't just playing itself, where I think Calico may have gotten like that a little bit, where it's like, I need this exact tile. If it comes up, that's great. If it doesn't, it doesn't. It's not great.
I would 100% agree with that. It did not. It felt like you were still making good choices throughout the game. But yeah, it was a phenomenal playthrough. So hopefully we will get that same experience in future plays, and it wasn't just a one-hit wonder, one play wonder. But no, I think the hype is deserved for this one.
I wish I could go back and change some of my predictions for the Dice Tower Awards.
We'll see if that comes back to benefit me, because I took a chance on it on a couple of the categories, even though I wasn't sure, but I just know so many people talked about it, so I was like, it might, but you never know. But yeah, that was our first thoughts of Cascadia from AEG and Flat Out Games. If you want to see our future videos, definitely subscribe to see our unboxing of this, or other first impressions of games, or even to see our predictions of the Dice Tower Awards. Who knows when this will come out? Probably way after that. But you can go back and check it out, and you'll know who got it right, who was better, who was better at predicting. But otherwise, we hope to see you on the next video, and as always, don't forget to
keep on nibbling
on our content.